Welcome friends. I welcome you to another episode of my video series on software engineering. And in this particular video series, I am discussing about requirements engineering and management. And to begin with a prayer from Rigveda, come together let us, continue together let us, strive together let us, shine together let us, bear no ill will let us. In this specific video, I am talking about requirements tracing, tracking, and reporting. Before we begin, we need to understand why we should trace or track the requirements and report. The most common cause of software product failure or dissatisfaction of end users with the delivered product is missing requirements or badly implemented requirements. So we need to trace, track, and report the transition of requirements into a software product all through the software development life cycle. Badly implemented requirements or missing requirements. This is the cause of product failure. And therefore, we need to trace that at every phase of the software development life cycle, the requirements have been implemented. And requirement traceability. What is traceability? Requirements tracing involves identifying the requirement in all the software artifacts, including information artifacts and code artifacts. Information artifacts are documents, code artifacts are software code, scripts, and all those things, all those artifacts. And what is the definition? In Wikipedia, I found this definition. The ability to chronologically interrelate the uniquely identifiable entities in a way that matters. When we establish the requirements, each requirement is given a unique ID, and that ID we must be able to trace in every software artifact, code artifact, and in information artifact. And IEEE Standard 610 Glossary of Software Engineering Terminology defines traceability thus: the degree to which a relationship can be established between two or more products of the development process, especially products having a predecessor, successor, or master-subordinate relationship to one another. For example, the degree to which the requirements and design of a given software component match, and also as the degree to which each element in a software development product establishes its reason for existing. For example, the degree to which each element in a bubble chart references the requirement that it satisfies. See, the user gives the requirements and we derive the ancillary requirements. And both these requirements must be documented in software requirement specification or high-level design or functional design specification or whatever the first level design, and then in the final detailed design or program design or detailed design specification or low-level design, and then in the code artifact. Not only code artifact, each requirement must have one or more test cases to ensure that the requirement works properly. All this tracing from user requirements to software requirements to design to code, and from code to testing and test results, test cases, testing, test logs, and final acceptance testing. All this must be traced from the user requirements to the end delivery. That is tracing. CMMI model document 1.3 defines traceability as a discernible association between requirements and related requirements, implementations and verifications, everything. In the review it must be identified, in the testing it must be identified, in the software requirements and design it must be identified, and in the code it must be traceable, and also in the test cases and test logs. And bidirectional traceability, single direction traceability is beginning with user requirements and ending with delivery or the ready product. And reverse traceability is from the delivered product or the deliverable product to the user requirements. Both directions we must be able to trace it. And this is defined as an association among two or more logical entities that is discernible in either direction, to and from an entity, from user requirements to the product, and from the product to the requirement. That is it. The implications of these above definitions are: we need to be able to trace the path of a requirement from its origin to the features of the end product. All this must be traceable in all the artifacts. We need to be able to trace the requirement in the reverse. That is, we should be able to trace a product feature to its origin in the requirements. Every product feature that we deliver must have a defined requirement, either by the users or by the design team or by the testing team or whatever any stakeholder can define. We need to be able to trace the requirement to any intermediate artifact in both directions. Given a user requirement, we should be able to trace it in the design document or in the test cases or in the test logs. Similarly, any feature in the end product should be traceable to any design document or test cases, test logs or code or whatever. That is the traceability, bidirectional traceability. Why should we trace the requirement? Requirements can be changed at any point during the software development life cycle, and they do change. Changes come for various reasons. We have talked about why requirements change in my video on requirements change management. Any stakeholder can place a change request at any point during software development cycle until it is delivered. At any stage they can place, even during testing stage they can place a change request. We have to go back and amend the code and amend all the documents, all the artifacts. The requirements at the stage of their definition and the product testing stage may not be the same. Of course, not all requirements will change. Some requirements will change and some requirements stay as they were defined. But change, certainly the sum of some will. And another important aspect for traceability is the scope management of the project. The scope keep on increasing because of the change requests, or the scope also may decrease. So at the end, if we are reconciling the scope defined and scope delivered, we need traceability. The scope defined at the beginning of the project will undergo changes due to change requests raised by various stakeholders. The scope in most cases would be increased, and in a few cases may even be reduced to decrease. We should be able to identify when and how the scope of work has changed by tracing the requirement. This is an important aspect. That is why we need to trace the requirements, and we should prepare a traceability matrix during the software development project execution. If we trace the transformation of requirements through the software development life cycle, we would be in a better position to assess the coverage of requirements in testing, as 100% testing is impractical. It has been accepted that 100% testing is not practical, though it is theoretically possible. And if you are interested in knowing why, you can see my video series on software quality assurance, which is available on YouTube, and the links can be had from my website at chemuturi.com. And you can see, so since 100% testing is impractical, tracing of the requirements in all the places, especially in code, test cases and test logs, will ensure that we have 100% requirements implementation. Diligent tracing of requirements through software development lifecycle would be a great help in cases when project manager changes. It is not uncommon that the manager of a software development project changes and the mantle is passed on to another manager, and this tracing of requirements will ensure that everything is in order. All requirements are being catered to. In some cases, one requirement would span across multiple modules and components when finally implemented. For example, a login module. A login module is referenced in almost every module and every web page it is referred. Therefore, such other cases also can be there. So whenever you test a form, you have to see that the user is logged in. So this requirement, secure will be the requirement. The user will say, my application has to be secured. intruders must be prevented, and we implement it in a number of ways. So that has to be traced. So unless we trace all requirements to implementation and all implementation to their requirements, we would not know how comprehensively we have implemented the requirements. This will ensure that comprehensive implementation of requirements. And as we noted earlier, the software product failures are mainly because forgetting requirements or implementing the requirements in a modified manner or in an undesirable manner. So we prepare a traceability matrix, and this is the most popular mechanism. It may be in an Excel sheet. We don't use registers anymore, paper-based registers. We may use an Excel sheet or a similar spreadsheet, or the most popular method nowadays is to use a tool. A tool, project management tool or software engineering tool, will give you a traceability matrix, and the first column is requirement ID from the established requirements document, then brief description of the requirement, origin of the requirement, which stakeholder originated this requirement, where it is implemented in SRS, software requirement specification. If you use another term like functional design description or high level document or whatever, you use that. And design document also may be a backlogs list, test cases list, or whatever name you may call it. And code component, this has to be there in all sort of methodologies, including Agile. And test cases, you may have a test case or you may not have a test cases in Agile. And if you're not having a test case, at least test logs. In the test logs, you must include it. And if any change request has been implemented on it or raised on it and delivered, how did we deliver this? And include a reference in the delivered product. And any specific remarks are there. Some points you want to note can be there in this column. This kind of traceability metrics need to be used. And of course, on the top you have project ID and the last updated on date, so that we know when it was updated and how current the information in this is. Or you may have more columns or you may have less columns depending on the specific situation at your hand. But maintain a traceability matrix, and on the requirement ID, this is the requirement ID as defined before you start working on the design. Ancillary requirements as well as core functionality requirements, both must find place in this. When should we trace the requirements? We need to prepare traceability matrix up to establishing the requirements. We need not prepare a traceability matrix until we establish the requirements. And once we establish the requirement, the traceability matrix must be prepared, and we need to trace the requirement throughout software development lifecycle all the time. When we complete the software design for any module, we need to update it. Whenever we code a component, yes, that has to be updated. Whenever we complete unit integration or integration testing of a component or modular product, we need to update the traceability matrix. Whenever a change request is implemented, we need to update the traceability matrix. We have to continuously update every phase, every completed phase. We have to update, and we need not wait until the completion of a phase. If we complete an artifact, code artifact or document artifact, we need to update the traceability matrix. This is an important function of the project manager. Tracking requirements. What is the big difference between tracing and tracking of requirements? Tracing is just ensuring that every requirement is implemented in all stages of software development. You ensure that it is implemented. And tracking requirements ensure that the requirement is implemented comprehensively, both in letter and spirit. Tracking ensures that the requirement is implemented as defined, as requested by the stakeholder. Quality is here and quantity is in tracing. Tracing, we just ensure it is there. How well it is there? We do it in tracking. And tracking requirements requires diligence from project management team. Project management must be diligent to track the requirement, to ensure that the qualitative aspect of the requirement is implemented. And tracking requirements and ensuring that they are comprehensively implemented belongs to quality assurance activities. Quality assurance ensures that the requirements are implemented comprehensively in spirit and in letter. That is the function of quality assurance and quality control. Verification and validation are the quality control activities that ensure the proper implementation of the requirement, that it is comprehensive to the extent they are implemented in the software artifacts. This is a function of quality assurance. Through quality assurance, we ensure that the requirements are implemented comprehensively. Traceability matrix ensures that the every requirement is implemented. And whenever any query is raised, traceability matrix helps us to go to the particular specific artifact and ensure that it is indeed there. Tracing requirements using the traceability matrix ensures that all requirements are implemented, and the organizational process and diligent quality control ensure that all requirements are comprehensively implemented. This is an important aspect, and in our requirements engineering and management, we need to include these two activities. We cannot neglect them. And requirement reporting. We need to report the requirements implementation in our product. And what is the vehicle for this? The weekly status report, or if your organization is following a monthly status report, that is the mechanism or the vehicle to report the requirements implementation. And the merits of including requirements into the WSR, weekly status report. First, their implementation is quantitatively monitored using the traceability matrix. The qualitative aspect of implementation is monitored using the quality control activities. The change request resolution is tracked using the change register and the weekly status report. When you carefully consider, the progress of project itself is the progress of implementation of the requirements in the software artifacts, code as well as information artifacts of the project. So what else is there in the project status? It is implementation of requirements and other activities. The most important part of a weekly status report or any status report is the project progress, and the progress is implementation of the requirements. And the transformation of requirements into high-level design, low-level design, backlogs, test cases, whatever, and ultimately into the code artifacts, test cases, and test logs. So reporting project progress itself is progress of requirements implementation in the product. Reconciliation of requirements. Should we reconcile the requirements? Yes. What are the originally defined requirements and what are the finally delivered requirements? And the total number in quantitatively, qualitatively. It is necessary to finally reconcile the number of requirements originally accepted for implementation and the final number of requirements implemented at the completion of the project. If we are diligent in implementation, the delivered requirements ought to be more than the originally defined requirements. If we sloppily implemented the requirements, the defined requirements would be more in number than the delivered requirements. The main objective of acceptance testing is not to uncover lurking defects, but to ensure that all requirements are implemented in quantity and quality. The user cannot carry out a comprehensive acceptance testing. It has taken number of days and number of test cases. The user cannot be expected to test every test case comprehensively. Even by testing team itself, 100% testing we have noted as impractical. Then how can the user during the final acceptance testing uncover defects? The real objective of acceptance testing is to ensure that all requirements as defined by the user are implemented. So that is what another important aspect. Acceptance testing is a mechanism for reconciliation of requirements. Final inspection or review of the traceability matrix will ensure reconciliation of requirements. The traceability matrix provides the information all the information necessary to reconcile the requirements. So friends, that's all from me about tracking and tracing of requirements. I request you to consider subscribing to my channel. I will continue to give you some more videos on software engineering. I am contemplating to give you some interviews with noted personalities or people who have done a great work in the arena of software development in the future. So please subscribe, please watch this and share it with your friends. Thank you friends. Have a great day.